Hey guys, how you doing? This is Johnny Harper with J&J Home Inspections. I wanted to make a short video basically going over what to expect on a house that has been flipped or renovated, because you see houses, they're like, oh, brand new to the studs, renovated, flipped, all that good stuff. So I want to go ahead and give you some tips that would basically help you in the buying process to look for as you're viewing properties before you put offers on them. So let's just start off with the first tip. So they'll say, hey, there's a new roof on there. And yes, there could be a new roof. It'd be great if they showed you like estimates or the invoice that they got, and also getting a qualified person to actually get on top of the roof to look at it at the time if you're going to do an inspection. That way you know it's an actual new roof, because people will say, hey, I have a new roof, and come to find out it's like 4 years old. So it's always good to get the roof looked at. Another big component is the crawl space. Now, 9 times out of 10, they're going to do the flipped house, and they're not even going to touch the crawl space. Now, usually what happens in the crawl space is some big ticket items, like there's mold in there, there's damaged floor joists, there's plumbing leaks, there's no vapor barrier, there's insufficient ventilation, there's no insulation. So getting a qualified person to go into there and view those items to see if they've actually been done. And like a great thing to do when you're viewing the property, stick your head in the crawl space, because what could happen is you could look in there and it could be really nasty, or it could be, hey, there's new plastic on the ground, it's all clean, I feel good about it. And then once you put your offer in and get accepted, then you can have a more professional inspection and see if there's actually problems that are just outside the viewpoint of the crawl space entrance, you know, that we kind of go a little bit deeper on. And let's go to like the third thing, where when they say it's renovated to the studs, I mean, for someone to renovate a house to the studs is a substantial amount of money. And 9 times out of 10, that's just not going to be the case. So it's good to see if the electrical's been updated, as well as the plumbing. And also when they update the electrical to the studs all the way like they say they're going to do, then you're probably going to have a new panel with new breakers and all that. But a lot of the times there's not, so that's why you need a trained eye to go look at that for you. But you can easily see when you're going to view the house, if there's an electric panel there, you can open it up and say, oh, this looks new. Or you can see, oh, they pulled a permit on such and such day and it got passed at this time of day. Then you know you had an upgraded system. Now, with like paint jobs and interior, exterior, I mean, yes, it can look good, but painting is gonna sometimes hide some things. So it's good to basically look at it from viewpoint, are there bowing walls? Is this house older? Are the floors bowed? And you can kind of get a sense of, hey, this has been professionally done and it's perfect, or no, there's a little bit of kinks here and there that are wrong. And so when you go to look at the houses and view them for the first time, these are some good tips for you to go through. As in, for the HVAC, now the HVAC sometimes is on the outside of the house and sometimes it's not. Or sometimes part of it is on the outside and part of it's on the inside. So a tip for you would be, now make sure you walk around the property, because a lot of people when they view houses, they don't walk the property at all. They'll go inside, look around, good, and a lot of the times people get off work, they go see a property at night, and they never see the outside and put an offer in. So make sure when you go to the property and you look around it, just walking around the exterior, hey, the trim looks good, the gutters aren't falling off, the outside seems to be maintained properly, and so forth and so on. Now, to go back to the HVAC, there would be, okay, now to go back to the HVAC, it would be good. Now, HVACs have a little data plate on them. And so what you can do is you can take a picture of that data plate, and then you can go on Google, and then you can search the brand and the serial number, and then it can tell you how old that unit is. So if they tell you, hey, this is a brand new unit, if it's a brand new unit, it's either that year that you got it in, or the year that they say it's new, or it's a year older, or sometimes it's 2 years older. Because what happens is that will actually sit in the warehouse before it's purchased and taken out, because they'll manufacture so many thousands of units, and then once that's done, then they'll install it in the house. That doesn't mean it's not a new unit when it's 2 years old, because it's just been sitting there not used. So that's another thing too. And also, of course, if you get an inspection, they'll be able to tell you how old it is. So with that said, these are some great tips to help you when you view properties, and especially without putting an offer on. Let's say if you go look at 10 properties, you can kind of make your way around there and use these tips to kind of navigate what you're actually looking at and see if you're actually getting a good deal on houses that have been flipped or renovated. So until next time, have a good one.